Hi guys, it's Liz, and today I have a very special guest with me. This is Scotty. This is my 5-year-old Pomeranian Pekingese mix, and he's the best thing in my life right now. I love him to death, and that's something that we're going to be talking about is mental happiness again, but how to achieve it. And so one big thing that I highly suggest is getting a pet, and he is been in my life for a little over a year and a half, I think. Pets are a big part of mental happiness and keeping yourself happy. So I know I recognize a lot when I'm down and Scott's here for me. It's really calming and it does help me in the end. I feel a lot better after snuggling up with him. Now, he's not the biggest cuddle bun as some other dogs are, but he puts up with me. He kind of has to. So, yeah, other parts of mental happiness is just recognizing in yourself that you can be happy no matter what. So that's a big thing with people is people have a tendency to believe, oh, I can't be happy. I'm not feeling great. My life sucks. It's all about perspective. And each person is different in how they view happiness and how they view how they want happiness. So even recognizing the small things in life that make you happy actually will make you happy. So right now, I'm currently sitting, it is May something, and it's snowing outside. So I'm looking out this window. It's absolutely beautiful outside. It's white. The trees have all gotten their leaves, and it's just snow everywhere, and I love it. It's beautiful out there. And that makes me happy. So I'm recognizing within myself that even though today seems like a gloomy day just because like the clouds are out, there's no sun, it's beautiful outside. It's calm, it's quiet. And yes, I want the warm weather and I want the sun, but I'm recognizing that beauty comes in multiple forms and happiness comes in multiple forms as well. So for you, instance for you, like I said, this doesn't happen with everybody, and everybody is different in the way that they view it. You could be having a really bad day where nothing can go right. You failed a school paper, you failed a test, your boss is mad at you for something, but you know what? You woke up today and you were able to go through your day knowing that you're still there on earth and enjoying life. The best thing to do is enjoy life. And it's the small things that come with it. Enjoying the weather, enjoying the fact that you can go out and throw a snowball at someone. Go ahead, do it. Why not? It's just recognizing those small things in life. And a lot of times we have a tendency to overlook that. And so, for instance, I had a really bad day a couple weeks ago where I didn't even want to get out of bed. I was so angry at things. I was mad, I was depressed, I was sad. And it was just one of those days where I just didn't want to do anything. And so I really didn't know what to do. And I sat there and I thought about it. And this little guy came up and was not cuddling, but he was on my lap. But I recognized that I got to hang out with my dog. And so I got up and I got going, and I ended up doing a lot of things that day. I went to the craft store and bought some yarn and worked on some crafts that I've been doing and all this other stuff, and recognized that I couldn't have done that if I hadn't gotten myself out of bed and I hadn't recognized the fact that I have better things to do, including being happy. And so mental happiness is really what you perceive in your mind. It could be playing video games, reading a book, going out and walking, like I said last time, what you enjoy. Now, if you're having a bad day and you can't do those things, recognize that you can in the future. It's not something that you will never get to do again. You will be able to be happy again. And that's the big thing, is you have to recognize the fact that even though you have a down day, you will have great days ahead. And that's a big problem that a lot of people have issues with. I have issues with that too. There are days that life sucks and it's never going to get better and I hate this and I don't know what I'm going to do. And then the next day it got better. And we have a tendency to just recognize the bad and not realize that there's good ahead. So, just relax. And that's another big thing, is being able to relax. When we get stressed, we kind of overthink things. And I do that too. You overthink things and then you get frustrated, and then what do we do after that? We get angry, we yell at things, people, and we regret it afterwards. And I'm just as notorious for that. And we need to realize in the midst of that anger that it will get better. No one has 100% of bad days. That's just the way it goes. You will have bad days, and you will have good days, and you will have great days. And it just depends on your mood. And you need to be able to change your mood. So there are days where you're sad and depressed and don't want to move, or you hate the world and hate people around you. Go out and change that. If you're sad and depressed, go out and do something you want to do, or go do something you want to do, or do something you want to do. Go watch a movie. I like Netflix. I love my Netflix. I watch Netflix all the time, and I'll sit there and do my crafts. That makes me happy. Walk your dog. I walk him a lot, and we like to go out, and that makes me happy. For you, it might be going to the movies, or going to a coffee shop, or even hit up that friend you haven't talked to since high school and go hang out with them, or hit up that friend who you know is having just as bad of a day as you are and see what they're doing. Make their day and make your day better. So mental happiness in itself is a very broad subject, and everybody views it in a different way. It's very individualistic in how people think about it. So your way of happiness and mental happiness is probably very different than my way of mental happiness. There's no one out there to tell you you have to think like this, or you have to be happy like this. No one can tell you to do that. That is up to you as an individual. But for this video, how do we categorize it so it's in a broad spectrum? There's no way to. I can do it and talk to you guys a little bit about how to help yourself think about it, but you don't have to take my advice. It is up to you as an individual. So for instance, my way of thinking of happiness is being at home by myself with my dog, relaxing, watching a movie. I love that. That's my favorite thing to do. For you, it might be, okay, I'd rather go out with friends and go hiking, or go bouldering, or even go to the movies with friends. That is your form of happiness. You choose to be happiest with your friends. Another person might prefer to go to the library and just sit down and read a good book and just be quiet to themselves all by themselves in the library. That's up to them. Again, everybody has an individualistic view of happiness, and it's really hard to think about that and how to achieve that. And like we said last time, it could be a short-term happiness, or it could be a long-term happiness. So mental happiness in itself should be a long-term happiness, and that's really hard to achieve sometimes. There are days that I have really good days and I'm really mentally happy and all excited about life, and there are days that I don't even care. Like if I have a bad day at work, it's just one of those days where you really don't care and you're not happy anymore. And we're trying to figure out how to fix that in our heads. So the best way to do that is to view something that makes you happy. For instance, it is the end of May right now, and I'm currently looking out the window and it's snowing outside. In my mind, May should be really springy and flowers should be blooming and everything like that, not snow. But at the same time, I'm looking out right now and it is absolutely beautiful outside. The trees have leaved, or should I say, has leaves on them, and there's snow on them. It's beautiful, and although the sky is gloomy, there's no sun out today, it just is beautiful. I don't care if it's May and I want flowers. This is what I got, and this is how I view it. Now, this could be completely different to you. If you're in June or something and it's snowing and you're cranky because it's snowing outside and I'd rather be at the pool, I understand that. But take what you have and view the good in it. So, I can't really go out and sit by the pool today. It sucks, but you know what? I can sit in here, talk to you guys, and look at this beautiful scenery of all this snow. That's how I'm choosing to view it. So there's good in every bad. I know that's really hard to think about, and sometimes it's really hard to view, but there is good in every bad. I'll give you another example. About 2 years ago, I was working at this current job that I'm at, and I had a client scream at me for something that I did wrong, and I didn't know at the time that I had done wrong, and then my boss yelled at me. And at the time, it was like, well, I had no idea. Someone else told me to do this, and it was wrong, but I got thrown under the bus. Yeah, that sucks, but I had no idea. I was so sad, so angry at myself, to the point where I was crying at work. And I never cry at work, or at least I try not to cry at work. But to the point where I was crying at work. And a coworker of mine said, hey, we just need to go get beer. Why don't you walk and go get beer? And it was raining outside. And I was just so upset. By the time I left the office to walk to the brewery down the street, it was raining. I was so upset. By the time I got to the brewery, which was only about 3 blocks away, and I started heading back, I realized, hey, this is my favorite weather. I'm getting beer at work. Why am I crying? This guy didn't get me fired. I still have a job. I was so relieved after that. I went back, had a beer with my coworkers, and I just felt good. The situation that I had, yeah, sucked. But you know what? Just after that, I got to walk through my favorite weather, which is rain. I love rain. And I got to get beer, and I got to have beer with my coworkers, which was fantastic. I loved that. That was fun. And that made me a lot happier. Happiness differs from person to person. So a situation for me might be completely different than a situation for you. It's how you view happiness within that little situation. I really appreciate you guys sticking around for this whole entire thing, and I'd like to say thank you to Scotty for chilling on my lap the whole entire time, being a good dog. If you guys like what you saw, please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or any subjects you want to talk about in the future, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. Till next time, we'll see you guys later.